Hi, YouTube. Give me a chance to set up things over here because I'm also streaming live on what do you call this? Facebook.
Yes.
Yes, Facebook. So I'm trying to set it up at the same time so I can do them simultaneously. And for those of you who are first-time viewers, I want to say that I'm DocLQJ, and this is Larry. We're going to talk today about a trending topic because we did intend to feature two police officers on today's broadcast initially. However, there were some small buffers, minor glitches that kind of got in the way of that. And we are not able to have them on. So we're going to talk about trending topic about relationships and the age differentials and how that does or does not weigh in on and help out or hinder libido for individuals in relationships. And so, if you guys want to weigh in and give us your opinions and your insights on how you feel like this does or doesn't help or hinder um, libido or sexual drive, testosterone levels, or estrogen levels in women, the libido in people that are in a relationship. I'm going to put my phone number if you guys want to call in. Hopefully, the phone does not die. Um, hey, Kev, Yuri, Wesley, Tubbs. How are you guys? Thanks for catching me live. If you guys want to call in and be featured, then you can do that. So the phone line will be open for that. And as I mentioned, if you guys see me looking over here, that means that I'm addressing the YouTube and I'm looking at the comments there. And if I look in this direction, that means that I'm kind of looking at the Facebook feedback. So the the topic suggestion comes from a trending topic. I think it was a grandmother, 60-year-old woman.
In her mid 60s.
She's dating a guy who is young enough to be her grandson. Hey, Nat. And this gives her life, apparently. It makes her feel really good. From a psychotherapeutic standpoint, when we look at it, it can definitely do wonders for people. Women in general seem to lose life when they're in relationships with men who are closer to their age or older than them. Women, we tend to gravitate to the older man in general because we are looking for support, stability, all of those things that we look for in relationships typically. When we're trying to vet a man, when we're looking for the right man in a relationship, we want to look for a man who can support us. And when we are younger, we're looking for the man who is established. Established men are going to be older than us. But then when we start to age and they age, you can't give us what we need. And so
what do you mean by that?
I mean, you can't give us the sex that we're looking for at that point, because then your sexual stamina is now lacking.
Well, I think people as they age, period. I mean, women tend to lose interest. A lot of women tend to lose interest in sex after menopause, and then men lose the ability. It's kind of like it's like when you're dating alcohol. They always said that was God's main trick on humanity, was that women become stimulated with alcohol and men become unable to perform under heavy alcohol. So
sometimes,
yeah,
sometimes. Now you can see it with some types of alcohol. Some men have an increased ability to perform sexually, and you have some women who have an increased ability to perform sexually or enhanced abilities. Like all of a sudden they become Wonder Woman or Spider-Man or Superman. And now they're able to give more, right? From a sexual standpoint. Now,
and we may look better after about 4 or 5 drinks. So
yeah, everything appears better after you've had a couple of drinks.
Your judgment falls.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But at the end of the day, I think the connection is something that over time withers with age and time and maturation. So if a woman is dating an older man, over time she's going to start losing life, literally. And she loses vitality. As she loses this vitality, she's also losing her self-confidence, and she's no longer going to desire sex. Oftentimes people will tell a woman that because she has entered into menopause, her sexual desire is going to lack or go without or this or that. Speaking from a woman who is there, hey, I'm postmenopausal. That's not true. A woman's sex drive could shoot straight up and it's off the charts after menopause. It could remain steady. It's different for each person. Each person's hormones are going to be different. And you have some women who go completely flat. They have absolutely no desire whatsoever. And all of these things are different based on what environmental factors, social factors, what their system looks like of support in their relationship dynamic. So, like I said, if the man that she's with is an older man and she knows that she can't give him what he needs and he definitely can't give her what she needs, she's not even going to try. What's going to happen is she's going to decline any advance whatsoever or any attempt to try and build something because she knows that it's going to go nowhere. So she's looking for that young guy because he's going to give her life. He's going to put something back into her because that young guy is out there and he's the one that's going to have sex and over. He's just looking to, for lack of a better word, he's looking to get a nut like a squirrel,
yeah,
you know, literally.
Yeah, but
So,
I was going to say, but is it really all about that? I mean, after the first couple of times, then it's not the same, or it plateaus. The excitement's not there. So for a lot of people, and both sexes, but I'm like, I think there's more to it than just sex.
no, for the woman, because this young guy is still coming back and he desires her and he's admiring her, she has more, she wants to maintain her fitness level, she wants to maintain her health, she wants to maintain her wellness, she wants to do better about her health and fitness because she wants to keep herself in shape for him. So he's a motivator for these things in life for her. You understand?
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite with men because a lot of times you'll see these really old, unfit,
Yeah,
to
it's
be
the
nice,
opposite.
to
Yeah,
be nice, unfit
yeah.
men
Fluffy, come here.
with really young women that In fact, there's no surprise that there are such a thing as dating sites that set that up, sugar daddies and sugar babies sites. I question.
I think I had one guy on here on my Facebook. Oh my God. I think after I post something on my Facebook, there was a guy who posted a comment on my feed advertising that if I needed sex, I could pay him. And he would give me sex. I was like,
But you have to pay for it.
I was floored. I was just like, is he propositioning me? I was like, I cannot believe is this real? He sent me a message in my inbox first.
and we're not promoting that kind of
We're not.
activities
No, we're
by
not.
any means. But 'cause it's illegal in I think every state except for Nevada. So.
Says the attorney that's not practicing, you know.
But
oh God, he's gonna keep me legal, you guys. Okay.
I don't know about that. We'll try. But I think men have done it for as long as I can remember. Always gone for the younger woman.
Right.
But and I, of course, I can understand to a certain extent that.
Right.
But I also understand that in a relationship that's, like I said, that I think there's more than just sex there. I think you're looking at, after you need that conversation, you need to have that connection, you need to have that emotional connection. If you're out there and you're always wondering where your other half is or what they're doing, male or female, and I'm like, that's not the ideal situation. That gets into that power struggle that I'm always talking about. When we look on any situation, if you look at the power dynamics, you're going to see what's really going on. If all you're looking for is a sugar daddy or a sugar baby, then you're not really looking for anything long term. So is grandma going out with a college student, is that going to be long term? Probably not.
No, it's not, because she's going to die. But no, seriously, what do you guys think? Do you think her intentions? Well, I want to make sure I'm not. Oh, I'm missing you guys' comments. I'm going to read some of the comments. Hold on. Hey, TJ, I'm going to go back up and then I'm going to read some of your comments. I'm sorry. Pop. Oh God, my eyes are terrible. Sorry. Said, geez, Jen, turn you into a beast? Oh, Jen, turn you into a beast. Pop a blue pill. Oh my God, Jesus.
Oh,
no. A Viagra? No.
Well, there are amazing things that you can say about that.
I guess
but there's some new pills too that I'm both for. Find a
younger girl. Well, I don't know. I don't know if this is necessarily true, because, younger men, and that's where we're gonna go next, because that's Larry's perception. Okay, because we had this conversation. We were talking about this a little bit just before we went on camera. So, and that's the good thing about having a co-host, because let me tell you, you guys don't want my solo opinion, okay?
So what's the question?
So Nate says that he guessed that the older guys, are just doomed or have to find a younger girl, like you were saying earlier. Like, as usual. That's what guys do, find the younger girl.
Well, but there is that maturity thing. Women tend to mature faster than men.
Hey, TJ.
So you have that connection.
Pumping ain't dead. That's your new boo. No, Larry and I are co-stars. Corey. Hey, Corey. Sounds like you're speaking personal here, Doc. No, I don't have me a young boo, okay? No, I don't have me a 19-year-old. Look, let me go find me a 19-year-old, and I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know about how that works out. Let me tell you something. If I found me a 19-year-old, it's gonna be rough. It is going to be rough, okay? I find me a 19-year-old, I'm going to be fit out here. I'm going to be real fit. We're going to be in competition out here. I'm going to be going out doing 200 push-ups in 2 minutes again. Okay.
I don't think I've ever been able to do 200 push-ups in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm a PT guru. I kind of a little competitive. Hey, James, how are you? David said, I ain't judging. Says, no 19-year-olds for you. But no, like I want to know what you guys think about that age differential, though. Do you really think? I do think from me, because for those of you who have been following me for a while, I feel like if a man or a woman has a relationship with a person who is the age of their children or younger, I just feel like that person is suspect. Because I feel like then, like, have you been looking at your children in that way?
Ooh, no, this is the Epstein thing here coming up. It's like, no, that's
it's so
just being a
hard.
predator.
Yeah, it's so hard, because
difficult when, in fact, when I told my daughter that I was going to start dating again, she said, as long as she's not younger than me. And I'm like, well, I understand that. I'm not looking for someone that young because,
But if it happens,
yeah, it ain't happening.
How can you truly say, okay, well, I can control who I fall in love with? Because, like, I have been thinking of this myself. Like, you cannot really control who you fall in love with, and age cannot really control the fact. I don't really.
I can see that, but I don't see, because I follow where you're going, but at the same time, rather than trying to set these standards, because a lot of people have, well, I want a guy that is like 6 foot tall, dark, handsome, and all this. You're probably, some of your best relationships would be with like a short guy that wears glasses that is 200 pounds. But
no, it wouldn't. No,
that would not be.
No, it would not. No,
that would not fit your libido.
Nobody wants a short guy.
A short woman. Short women don't want short guys. Short women want tall guys.
Nobody wants a short guy.
Okay, let's define what's short.
A short guy is a guy that's shorter than a woman.
No, I mean, is there a height
limit? No.
Is there like 4'8"? Is that too short?
No.
Is that too short?
No, because it's all about the height of the woman that we're talking about. If the guy is shorter than the actual woman that we're talking about, then he's too short.
Yeah, but there's a lot of women that are like 6 foot something, and everybody's shorter than them.
That's right. But if he is shorter than her, he's too short.
I don't know. There's some very successful couples that isn't Cheech Marin married to some,
trust me,
large
in her head,
in her
mind, in her mind. But then again, there are some other ways we as women get over that. Though, if the man is shorter than the woman. And I'm gonna be very revealing in this, okay? And women, you guys are going to have to excuse me because I'm going to be very honest. I'm sorry. If the man is shorter than a woman and a woman goes ahead and she pursues that man in a relationship, that means that that's one hell of a man. That means that he has shown her above all that he is a man. He is a man. He's a hell of a man.
Well, and that's true about guys that are balding because they have high testosterone.
Yeah.
And
sometimes guys who are balding have a low testosterone, because I remember when I was dating this one guy, and I won't call his name because I do know that he's on my social media, and I know that he's probably watching this now. And if he is not watching it right now, he's going to watch it on the replay. And I won't call your name, and I won't do this to you. But I will say this: I won't go into details. This is terrible. God, I hate doing the personal stories. This is terrible. But okay, I will be minimal. Okay. But I will say, when I discovered that he was taking a medication regimen for low testosterone, and we had not been intimate, and he was, and when he wanted to, I was just like, I don't want to. And he was just like, why not? I'm a very honest woman. I said, I can't because I don't want to put foreign chemicals in my body. My low testosterone, so we're not going to be able to make babies. God, I was young and it was just crazy. Just God, that was just crazy. Any excuse would have done for me back then. I'm just going to be honest.
You were trying to get out of that one.
I was. I said, and there you go. Now you have the truth. Okay. And I won't say your name, but it's okay. Now you have the truth. Oh God. He said, y'all need cough drops. Oh, I'm getting over a cold, David. Hey Sean.
Well,
I said Gina dated Martin, and that worked out. I cannot with you. And David, I hate Martin. You know that. You know how I feel about that. Hey Robert. Hey Anthony, how are you? How do you guys feel about the age differential in relationships? For those of you who are joining in now after the fact, that's what we're talking about. Age differentials in dating. We started the conversation off talking about the thing that's kind of in the headlines right now. 6-year-old woman, she's in her 60s, and she's dating a guy young enough to be her grandson. And she says that he's given her life, vitality, makes her feel very young, and all of these things. And it's possible. I talked about the benefits of it and this kind of thing. Personally, I don't think that a person should date someone that is, if they have children, they shouldn't date a person that is their child's age or younger.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing, and I think the CDC backs me up on it, as you see this older women dating younger men, you're also seeing the higher influx of disease and AIDS-related disease in older women. So it's there. So we know that this is going on just by backing up the statistics. So that,
hey Kevin,
if you're going to be doing this, be safe. That's what I'm going to say. Just be safe.
Be safe.
Because
younger people, and yeah, that is the other thing. Because let me tell you something. Coming from the disease part, from the CDC span, you guys are now looking at increased numbers of older people having tested positive for sexually transmitted infections. Why you are seeing this increase in numbers? For one, it is because for the vast majority of the time, older people do not seek health care for sexually transmitted infection screenings. It's just something that we don't typically do. And now we are doing your analysis for common STIs, and we're doing this as like a regular part of preventative health care. And we didn't used to do this. So that's one of the reasons you're seeing the increase in the numbers. But the other reason is because more older people are having sexual relations with the younger populations as well. And the younger population of people are more risky with their sexual recreational. Yeah.
But at the same time, you're looking at women that were in relationships for 20, 30 years, because the baby boomers and the early baby boomers, they stayed in relationships for a long time, as not necessarily anymore, but as their spouse is no longer there, they didn't bother while they were in the relationship. Their mindset was, this is terrible. All these kids out there spreading these diseases, but they didn't go get educated themselves. And so now they're finding out later on that, about safe sex. Even though you gave your kids the speech, you want to practice safe sex and all this, they didn't do it themselves. And so, yeah, the incidence of communicable diseases is up.
Exactly.
Right? And everybody should get tested. Ashton. Yes.
Hey, Nicole. Thanks for joining us live. Okay, Nate, I'm going to read your comment. When I was younger, I dated much older women, but married a woman closest to my age after my divorce. I'm raising my kids in single day. We entered the dating world. The younger girls flock to me for my security and stability. Like, right. And we talked about that earlier. Women my age were so tainted by my past relationships that they can't usually build a relationship anymore. Like I said, I'm doomed.
Well,
not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, I feel like you are more than a great guy, but I feel like you're a viable candidate for most women. It's just about having. It's more than stability at this point. You understand? I think that men now have to have more than just stability. For the average woman, right? The average woman in this day and age, hey Bailey, has stability already. So women are no longer looking for that.
And that's a totally different direction where you've got the successful woman that's having the same issues that the successful man had several years ago, that you spent all your time on your career, and now all of a sudden you find yourself in your 50s and 60s and you want love.
Exactly.
So
and it's not really love. You want companionship. It's not really love. People think that love is what you're looking for. You're just looking for somebody to share space with. It's not about the love. You don't have to. Love is one thing, commitment is another thing, and I talk about this all the time with my patients. So relationships and marriage is not necessarily about love, because you will be in love and out of love with the person that you are in a long-term relationship or a marriage with, and love will not make your marriage last. I'm just going to be honest with you. Love does not make marriages last. Commitment does. The commitment, your level of commitment, the loyalty that you have, your level of commitment to the vows that you make. So your commitment to one another will make you stay your course. Okay, the love will wither.
So what makes the commitment?
That's your dedication. That's your, how you say, integrity, your character. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
You might like this person. Yeah. You may love this person. You may not. You may not. You may be in love with someone else. But you will still be in that marriage until the end.
Maybe.
If you are committed to that person.
Right.
If you are committed to that person, you will stay the course. That's just what that is. You will make sure that you provide for that person. You will make sure that everything is together for that marriage. That marriage may change course as far as like what it looks like, but it's still going to be intact as far as like that commitment that you make.
So is that why,
right. So they're looking for that.
Divorced after all the kids have gone, they become empty nesters, and they kind of like look at each other and say, what did we spend the last 40 years of our lives together? Is that what you're saying?
Some people do, because they lose a desire to stay committed though. People don't get married for the commitment anymore. They committed to the children, to the family, to the raising the kids together, but not to one another.
Yeah, because I understand, because I've talked to a lot of my friends that stayed married. They got divorced when they became empty. They said, "Oh, I stayed married for the kids."
Exactly. So you committed committed for the family, for building together, but not for the togetherness of the couple. And that's something.
People do grow and they do change.
And that you're supposed to, though. You're supposed to. That's what we are. We're people. We're evolutionary creatures. We're supposed to grow. Your marriage is supposed to grow as well, but you're supposed to strengthen as you grow, and you have to learn how to grow together.
So that actually is somewhat of an argument for polygamy.
Well, even if you do, I mean, I do not believe that people are made to be in a monogamous union. I don't. I have to be very honest about that. I believe the nature of people is very poly in a sense. You have to have maybe a expanded understanding of that to understand that fully. Because it
seems to be the trend.
Well, it's not about, no, not in that way. That's another way. You're talking about the sex way.
No, I'm not.
That's a different way.
I'm not necessarily talking about it. There's a lot of in polygamous relationships,
Yeah,
not necessarily.
because they're trying to find the missing link.
As they get older, some of it's for financial.
Yeah.
It's like you see these.
They're starting to realize that this is more pragmatic for, for systems. And that's what makes more sense.
Because 2 Social Security checks is better than 1. Basically.
Several are better than 2.
Yeah. So if we start our grandma and grandpa's commune, pull all of our Social Security checks, we'll be in good shape.
But like this 60-year-old woman, maybe this 19-year-old is making a benefit off of her Social Security check.
That's true, though. From Social Security, though, you can take, you can get paid out for the death of your spouse.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope that I hope that when. Oh gosh, this is terrible.
I'll let us down a different path.
Makes you not want to get married at this point.
Well,
I don't think I'm going to get married now. Shit, I was thinking about it. Now I'm like, what the fuck? Someone's going to marry me just to cash in. But no, seriously, you guys, I really, really, we are over the 30-minute marker. Continue to share your insights about the age differential. If you think that it is absolutely gross and disrespectful for people to be in relationships where there is a huge age differential, then share that with me. If you think it's pragmatic, then share that with me. If you think that it makes sense, that people gain life from being in relationships with people that are younger than them, share that with me. If you understand this, share that. Or if you
want to understand it.
Yeah, if you have questions.
Phase it isn't a question, and the doc will answer your questions. I
won't,
but she will.
If you would like to see Larry in a bright colored shirt.
This is a bright color.
Bright as in orange, red, yellow, then you can also post that too.
That's the thing that's between the two of us.
But so I absolutely am ecstatic about you guys' participation today, and like and share this video. I'd like to start a conversation, a dialogue across social media about this topic, because I think that this is one that we need to start having more often. At the end of the day, people are too often losing their ways to one another and trying to connect with people because they feel like they are lost when they get older. Especially going through the transitions as they go through the various developmental cycles in life, menopause, midlife crisis for men, midlife crisis for women. These stages are affecting us emotionally and mentally and behaviorally. We feel like we are inadequate, but we are not. Excuse me. So going to get a person who is younger than you may not always be the answer. Sometimes doing some honest self-reflection and some self-work is the answer.
And be realistic in your goals.
Yes. Very realistic. So thank you guys for sharing with me. Okay, let's do this. You can call me in probably 5 minutes or so. I'll be available. I'm gonna try and put this phone on this charger, but I have a little battery. So yeah, that's all that I got. For those of you who caught me live, thank you. For those who caught me at the end, catch us on the replay. Later days.
Bye.
Bye. I hear music.
Yes, I will.